Alright, lads and lasses, can't believe it's nearly the weekend. What a week it's been so far. I've had a few announcements from Microsoft, that's what I want to get into today. So the big one that's got me excited was quite a quiet one. Came out in the Business Application Summit, they kind of mentioned it. It's about these AI visuals. Now, within Power BI, there are three main AI visuals that are available to you. You've got the decomposition tree, which is awesome. Got the key influences, which is great. And we've got the Q&A. Frankly, the Q&A is super great, but absolutely terrifying as well. And what they've announced, the announcement that came out, was there's support now for live connections in Power BI. Now, a lot of you will be thinking, well, what's that mean for us? Like, I'm not going to be using no live connections. Once you start to use Power BI in an enterprise, you'll hit this really quickly and you'll realize this is a game changer. The biggest change that this is going to bring to you is you can actually now start to use Power BI connected data sets. So that's where I've published a report in my Power BI service. Someone else is going to then create a report connected to that report in Power BI service. And then before we know it, we'll have Leonardo DiCaprio all over the shop. But before we get too enwrapped in all that Inception kind of nonsense, don't worry. Connecting Power BI to Power BI is really the right thing. And it's where you really start to see the value of Power BI. The goal of good people doing good Power BI is, of course, to have a lot of the work done for you. Now, Q&A has that capability. If you get your models built right, and I can't remember how many times I've said to you already in these sessions, build your models right, get the stuff done right, son. It'll all be good. If you do that with these Power BI models and the Q&A visuals, what it means is that when your gaffer comes and says, oh, I want you to do me a report that says this, or about how many people have bought what yellow shoes in wherever, you can tell them, oh, gaffer, if you went to the Q&A there and put in, show me how many people bought yellow shoes and so, there's your report, no problems. That's quicker than him having to come and tell me. So, jobs are good, innit? Sounds like champion to me. Get that data set built right, get the Q&A visual in there, and it will all start to be great. I'm not going to do anything with the Q&A visual today, but what I'm going to do is have a quick look and we'll show you the other two. The other two are there. The Q&A, honestly, it's not quite there yet from what I've been seeing, but I'll keep having a quick look at it and keep going the next couple of weeks. If it's starting to improve, then I'll definitely do some sessions on this for you. Alright, so that was gone out to a data set and let's have a look. What I've done is I've downloaded Microsoft's Contoso dataset. I hate it, I'll be honest. I really do hate it, but in terms of richness, I think it's useful. It is a good dataset. It's not bad. I think I'm just jaded from seeing lots and lots of videos with it. What I've done, I've downloaded the raw dataset and I've just added a sum of sales amount column, or measure, sorry, which is just the total of the sales amount column. Nothing special. You didn't need to do it. You could have just dragged sales amount in. All I've done is I've done this so I can remove the decimal points. Pure and simple. I just think that'll make it a little bit easier for this demo. So that was bring that out on my page. So I've got my sum of sales amount and we can see we're about 8 billion. Oh, it's brilliant that. So someone's come over and said, oh, we've got 8 billion in the bank. Wait, probably isn't in the bank, is it? This is total sales amount, but you know, roughly. Got some spreadsheet showing us we've made 8 billion. What did we do that in? How did that happen? You can imagine those are the kind of the questions you get, isn't it? So I can come over here and I can switch into the decomposition tree. And now it's telling us where you've got 8 billion there. And we can say, where's that 8 billion come from? And I guess we might say, where is it from years? So explain it by years. Is it from in a particular brand? Is it a particular product? Is it a particular product category? Oh, I know, stores. Is it from a particular store? That's always one we want to know, isn't it? Store name and store type. Let's see what they do, and store type. So I've got a number of things to explain that number by. Now, what you can do is you can get to the point where I've got a really big set of explain by options for people, and they want to know a key thing. So in this case, we want to know our sales amount. Why, what's this sales amount made of? We probably wouldn't do it because it's probably like 3 years worth of data, but you could have this as just a smaller visual on a page, expanding to explain a few things that are going on. So you click on the plus, and we can say, well, for starters, I want to know what's happened year on year. So let's pick the years and see how things have gone over the years. And we can see year on year how it breaks down. So what we can actually see straight away is that actually the amount of sales that we've made has gone down from year 1 to year 3. So 2011, 3 billion, 2.6, 2012, 2.5, 2013. So something's not going great, is it? So we could say, well, what's happening here? What's the 2013 stuff made on? Click on the plus, and I can say, how did that break down by brand? So we can see here, our top brand was Fabricam, Northwind Traders was our lowest performing brand. We can do that though, we can click on 2011 and see how that made. So 200,000 difference in Fabricam between them 2 years, wasn't it? Well, sorry, not 200,000, 200 million. Wow, hey, that's quite an important difference. That's, even I'm going to agree with that, like. So we've built something really quickly, really easily that allows us to start to really explore our data. The AI component comes in though, because you can start to turn around and say, well, for Northwind Traders, there's not much there. What's the biggest ticket item for it? So click the plus, click the high value. Oh, it's audio. Audio accounting for all of it. Northwind Traders is just audio. But I can click and I can say, well, what about lightware? And it says TVs and videos. We can pick someone else. Proposeware. Computers. Fabricam, we seem to do an awful lot of things. See, most of it's cameras and camcorders, and then you've got computers again. So you can see, you can start to really expand and explore your data. If we're going back to our Northwind Traders here, so it's just going to tell us audio. We'll click the plus again. Say, come on, what's this broken down by? And this has gone to store type. So store type here has been the biggest thing that's going on. So we might say to ourselves, what we're going to do to boost sales from audio for Northwind Traders online. That could be a target that we might build for our sales team and actually be able to start to really action this data. So suddenly this data has been able to pull in different ways of analyzing that data that we just couldn't have thought of before. But this visual does it, and because of these two AI components that we've put in that are going to kind of guess what to use, your report starts to really take shape. And you can see I can zoom in, zoom out, so this could be really big, and you're just following it along. It's not the quickest of visuals, these AI ones aren't quick, I'll be honest, but the power that it brings to bear is phenomenal. Right, that's that one done. Let's have a look. Let's dive in to the key influencers visual. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this. I'm going to copy this whole page. So I'm just going to duplicate this page. So I've now got just a clone of it. It's the same as that. But I'm going to change this visual here from the decomposition tree into the key influencers. So we've done that, and you can see it's going to have a think about it. It's going to try and run some analysis. And based on what we've got, it's going to come back and it's going to say, these are what your key influences are. So the store being online makes a big difference. We can see the breakdown of sales across periods. If you click on different things, it actually starts to explain what's happening. We can only show the values that are influences here. So that makes it much cleaner, much easier to understand. It's a great way of actually starting to explore your data. So this is what's going to cause our summer sales to increase. You can see when the store type is online. So clearly across our periods, we've got store type being online is causing an increase on it. So let's explain it by year. So we want summer sales explained by year and all that. So we can see year on year, that's what's making the difference. And you can progress and you can actually start to really find out what's happening. within your business. See, of course, Fabricam. Who's shocked by that? Fabricam are our highest influencers. Yeah. So this is really where you want to get to, that you can start to really explore your data this way. It also does segmentation, so it'll segment your data. So you can see here with an average sale price of 20,000. Who is buying this stuff? Like Fabricam again. So that's where the segment price is Fabricam. We see that's got a much higher sales value than the overall segment. That's the highest one. If we switch that down and say, well, you know, what causes lower sales? What are our lowest sales values around? You can actually see that breaks it down again. We can pick on one area. So Contoso cell phones tend to be low. So maybe Contoso's like the way. I'm not going to say it. Maybe it's that kind of cell phone brand. Likewise, we can see Southridge Video has a low sale value. It's great. Quick, easy analysis that's there at your fingertips. It's a great place to get started and actually just gain some more insights about your data. It's not difficult, it's not hard, and frankly, you're mad not to at least have a look at it. Just get on in there, have a gan, and see if you can get some more insights about your data. Because frankly, that's where you get the real value from, is when you stop looking and thinking, wait, nah, this is about me data, nah, what's going on in my business, and actually say, I didn't know what I'm talking about. Tell us something I didn't know, and let the data come back to you and say, how about this, boss? And you can say, oh, hang on, I hadn't thought of that. That's a great thing to see. You might be surprised. Anyway, have a great weekend. Take care of yourselves.